Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome back to Jerry's Laboratory, where this time we'll be checking out a brand new single command block creation by none other than CaptainSparklez, who you may know as one of the world's leading researchers in the field of command blocks. He's been kind enough to share some of his new research for us to test here in the labs. So this one's called the block powers command, whatever you want to call it, and as per his documentation, the magical block powers command allows you to extract the secret magical powers from 4 different blocks. So that, I guess, is what we'll be doing here. So after you've initiated the command, the first thing you need to do is you need to build this altar right here. It requires 4 iron blocks, 4 quartz slabs, and then you want to throw an armor stand right in the center of it all, and then boom! Alright, there we go. So we've got our magical block altar. Now we're going to start off with the emerald block here, which is the emerald experience power. So, in order to activate this or any of the other types of blocks, we simply need to drop it over the altar here. So let's go ahead and do that. Goes into place, and now we should be given this right here. So, this is the emerald experience power block thing, whatever you want to call it. What happens is we're first going to want to put some slimes and some magma cubes all around this area here, because when we activate it, what it's going to do is it's going to turn all of these slimes and magma cubes into big experience orbs. You know, the orbs that you get when you kill the Ender Dragon, for example. So now, if we go ahead and use this, boom! There we go. Alright, and we'll start getting a whole bunch of these experience orbs, and then, if we switch on over into survival mode, you can see just how much experience we get from it. Alright, so I got all the way up to 76 levels. I was at none before, or maybe 1 from the setup. But now that we're in survival and they're chasing us around, let's use this thing again. Boom! It only gets 1 use, again, if you're in survival mode, but now I can wander around and get a few more levels. Even possibly pass 100 here. Pretty cool stuff. So, a pretty good thing to use if you're around any magma cubes or slimes anywhere in the overworld or the nether. So that right there is the first emerald experience ability. Now we'll move on over and check out the gold one. Okay, let's go ahead and activate the gold power up here and hope that the egg doesn't end up in the lava. Let's see how it goes. Come on! Oh, there. Okay, we're good. So the gold power-up is especially good if you're in the nether. Since we're not in the nether here, the lab's built in the overworld. We have to improvise, so I got some lava around here. I'm going to use the gold power-up. And now, it gives me this this awesome 5-minute status effect, where if I walk over any lava, it actually turns it into obsidian. On top of that, I'm also fire resistant. So that's pretty cool, right? So I can walk around on here. If I do fall into the lava, not a big deal. Just takes some time for the obsidian to catch up occasionally, and otherwise, though, you're in good shape. So I can walk around on the lava, make it all turn into obsidian underneath me, and we're pretty gravy. Pretty safe. Unless, of course, you fall from high up and land on the obsidian. But try to avoid that, I suppose. So that's only one part of this, this effect right here. For the other part of the gold power-up, we're going to move on over to the arena here, where what it allows us to do is spawn a bunch of blaze men, or if you're encountering them naturally over in the nether, what it'll do is it'll allow you to lifesteal. So even if the blazes hit me right now and do damage, I'll be automatically damaging them and also lifestealing their health. So as their health goes down, mine goes up, so even if they're damaging me, I will quickly regen, not to mention I'm fire resistant, so basically makes you extremely overpowered when it comes to blazes, but again, for a limited amount of time. There we go, let's spawn a few more, just so you can get a better example, and then try as they might. They can't really do much to me, and then they shortly all end up dying. Pretty crazy, this research that CaptainSparklez has been able to put into a useful form here. Alright, well with that out of the way, why don't we move on over to the Lapis power-up. Now, the Lapis block power, as you may have guessed, has to do with water. So we'll go ahead and get this set up, and we'll give it a little test here. Alright, let's see what we have. So this is the Lapis water effect, as I'd already mentioned. And first off, we're going to need to spawn a few more squids, maybe some guardians in here, just anything that inhabits the water. and sounds great while it's at it. May as well mix some squids in there too so we can get some light shows going on while we do this. All right, and now let's enable the Lappy's water effect. So as you'll notice, not only do I get status effects, night vision, and water breathing, but if I wander over in here, any of the waterborne animals, mobs that I run into, get lifted up into the air and kind of start hovering there and take damage. Eventually they'll die. I can also see very easily underwater, which is kind of nice. Obviously I can breathe for a while because of the water breathing. Night vision, the only thing that we could still use is some depth strider, but we could get that as an enchantment if we really, really wanted to. So we can go ahead and just spawn a few more. May as well. Get a light show going on in the air. Will they actually shoot the squids? Yes, they will. They'll actually shoot the squids as they're up in the air. Amazing. All right. Well, the squids will get killed a little bit faster, I guess, because they're getting damaged from two angles here. But that is the Lappy's water skill effect, magical block thing, whatever we want to call this. I don't know. I haven't settled on a name quite yet, and I haven't been using IJ Minecraft's naming conventions that he used in his documentation that he provided with all of this. Anyway, that's that. Now we'll move on to the final nether effect. Now, for our last magical block power, the Chaos effect from Netherrack, we've actually had to move above ground here because we get some falling blocks that won't actually make it below the surface if we're in the actual research area. So, not a big deal. It's probably better this way that we don't damage the entire lab. So let's get this set up, get the Netherrack put in there, and now we will bring chaos to the world, which this isn't terribly useful. It's actually more harmful than it is good, but if you need a lot of rotten flesh, then hey, maybe this is good. It tells us to run as soon as we spawn it. Uh-oh. Let's get out of here and wait for it. Wait for it. Oh no! Why would anyone ever want to do this? I have no idea. Well, if you're a masochist and you like to introduce a little bit of chaos into your world, I suppose this is for you. So using it will cause a whole bunch of explosions and zombies and netherrack and soul sand and fire, which I don't know. Hey, whatever floats your boat. If you like to deal damage and destruction to everything, then this is for you. But nonetheless, quite impressive scientific research by IJ Minecraft. Most excellent, I must say. So that was the magical block powers command. If you're interested in checking it out, there's a link in the description. You can get the command. But if you've enjoyed a rating for science, it would be very much appreciated. Maybe we could scientifically attempt to go for 10 likes on the video. That would be fantastic, as the forest lights on fire and possibly spreads over to Jerry's tree, but let's hope not. In fact, why don't we do a finale by, we'll summon this right here and see what happens. Actually, a lot of it's probably going to end up on the top of Jerry's tree, and that's not going to be very good, is it? Well, let's see how this goes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What a mess. Oh, God. No. Top of Jerry's tree is going to be entirely on fire. What have I done? I've made terrible mistakes. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Rip. Well, we're getting a few frames per second here, so I'm going to wind it down on that. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Jerry's Laboratory, and I guess we'll wind it down here as Jerry's tree burns to the ground, which is probably going to start happening quite a bit as we do these experiments. So look forward to that. All right, I'll see you next time.